Hi everybody, welcome back to Cooking with Chef Vicky. Today we're going to prepare one of my signature items, signature dishes, and it's a big of a tongue twister. It's a roasted pepper parsnip potato puree. I cut the parsnip with the potatoes to have less carb, and parsnip are usually what they call the white carrots, and underused in the American diet, Western diet. Why? I don't know, but today or after today, you're gonna be using them because it's heart healthy and it also helps cut the carbs if you wanna eat something hearty, but yet with less carbs. So let's get to it. I get those little baby Yukon potatoes, okay? And we're going to cut them in half. They were washed before. I usually like to cook them with the skins. Potatoes are loaded with potassium as well. So for me, roasting them brings out the natural sugars as well, or flavors. So we're going to, it's a simple preparation. We're going to cut them in half, season them to perfection with our house blend, which has garlic powder, onion powder, and a little bit of herbs. So these are my white carrots. We call them parsnip. I'm going to peel it and rough chop it or dice it to add it with my potatoes. For my clients or for myself, I always keep peels because you can wash them and throw them in a pot of water and make your own vegetable broth out of it. Let me go ahead and chop this real quick to add them with my potatoes. I like to go ahead and boil them first and finish them in the oven. So the first thing, I had some water boiling right here. I'm going to add maybe 1 tablespoon of salt. You have to make sure you salt your water, because if you don't add salt to your water, your vegetables will not be flavorful. So make sure you salt your water. I'm going to drop them in and let them come to a boil while I get my sweet peppers going. Make sure you give it a little swirl right here just to make sure everything is under the water. These are my sweet peppers. Usually I buy them whole, but I was able to, nowadays when you go to the supermarket, you don't know what you're going to get. But I also wanted to make sure that I do this very quickly, so I bought them chopped. Maybe it'll be a little bit more expensive, but I couldn't find my whole small peppers, so I went ahead with the ones that were pre-cooked, which is okay because all I'm going to do is season them and put them in the oven and puree them later, so it is fine. So I have my peppers right here. I need some olive oil. Drizzle a little bit, about 1 tablespoon. You want to make sure you limit the amount of fat you put in anything, because 1 tablespoon of any fat is equal to 120 calories or a little bit over than that. So when you're cooking for health, you want to make sure that you control what you're adding. So I have my peppers right here. I have my house blend, which I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of my house blend, which is onion powder, some of the herbs, garlic powder, and some tropical seasoning. I'm also going to use a little bit of parsley, dried parsley. Just a little bit, not a lot. And smoked Caribbean dust, which is coming out soon. Chef Vicky's new seasoning line. And that's it. I'm going to make sure I add some garlic. A great tool you should have in your kitchen is a microplane. Microplane helps you grate anything, ginger, garlic, very finely. You could check it out right here. It grates it a little bit finer than a grater. So this is good. You could also do it straight on the items that you're cooking. But I want to show you how it comes out. I'm going to put about 4 cloves. Again, you have to cook in layers. You have to keep adding, but you don't do it all at once, because if you do, you can't remove. So you could add, but you can't remove. So you have to season in layers. So there you go. This, I could do this with my knife, but this is a quick tool that you could use in order to get your garlic more fine, because sometimes people don't like the garlic under, you know, in their mouth like that. So you need to make sure that you do it very simple. So let's go ahead and mix it all in. And all we're doing with those peppers is roasting them. Now we're going to place this in the oven for about 20 minutes. Make sure you don't burn them, but we're going to roast them. All right, so I'm gonna spread it out a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil. And we're going to drop a few cloves of garlic. Then we're going to use the house blend that I have. And smoked Caribbean dust, which is one of the seasoning I'm about to launch soon. It's a little bit because I'm leaving room to season it again when I'm about to puree it. So again, don't go too crazy with the seasoning. Let's coat everything very well here. Okay, my peppers are in the oven. My potatoes are going in the oven. I'm going to add a little bit of salt as well. Some sea salt is fine. Just a little pinch of sea salt, just because you want to make sure that it's well coated and the natural flavors come out, and that's the purpose of salt. All right, it's cooked, so I'm going to try it. Awesome. I just want a little bit of roast in it. It's not gonna go for too long, and we're going to go ahead and put it in the oven for maybe 20 minutes, 400 degrees, and it'll be ready to go to be put together.